Like most Americans, I am so angry and so upset right now about yesterday's Supreme Court circus. Brett Kavanaugh was right when he called it a circus, though he was right for the wrong reasons. It was a circus because of the way Dr. Blasey Ford was treated in the press. It was a circus because of the way Republican senators pilloried the Democrats for trying to believe survivors and believe women. It was a circus for all of the white male entitlement and privilege that Kavanaugh showed when it was his turn to speak. But what I'm really angry about right now is Senator Jeff Flake, retiring senator in Arizona, has said that he will vote to confirm Kavanaugh. I've said more about it in the comment. I'm not going to say a lot in this video. Flake wrote this book a little while ago, The Conscience of a Conservative, and he used to show a conscience. He was on the right side of immigration years ago, but that conscience seems to have completely disappeared. And I don't need a book from a man claiming to have a conscience who always says one thing and does another. I don't need something on my shelf from that kind of a hypocrite. So, start with the This is what Jeff Flake has done to his conscience. It is what this country is doing to survivors of sexual assault. This is what I'm going to do to Jeff Flake's book. Chapter 2, Questioning Power. I wish Jeff Flake had the so-called conscience to actually question power with his actions as well as his words. It's one thing to want a fair investigation when a man is accused of sexual assault. But there's no reason for that, according to Republicans. Just rush on into the confirmation. Don't listen to the women. Just get this guy on the court as fast as you can. That's what we do with white men. But if the country waited 400 days for Neil Gorsuch and Donald Trump, surely it can wait for an FBI investigation to support survivors. This chapter is called The Collapse of What We Believe In. There has been such a collapse, and Jeff Flake is part of the reason why. Always saying one thing, voting another way. Again, this book is The Conscience of a Conservative by Jeff Flake, who has no conscience, or at least doesn't follow it. Ironic, right? Notes to self, country before party. Flake used to introduce John McCain at McCain's campaign rallies for president in 2008. McCain was a flawed man, but he did from time to time actually break with his party. He was willing to stand by his conscience, whether or not we agreed with that conscience. Voting at least twice against Trump with Senators Collins and Murkowski on health care, on environmental regulations for methane. He put his money where his mouth is, and I hoped Flake would do the same thing, but no such luck. That's McCain's line, country before party. But Flake didn't know how to actually live it, he only knew how to say it. So, toward a new conservatism. If that happens, it'll be the women like Murkowski and Collins. Flake will have nothing to do with it. Okay. I think we have just 2 handfuls of Mr. Flake's conscience left here. Once again, this was The Conscience of a Conservative by Jeff Flake. But if Flake isn't going to show a conscience, I don't need him on my bookshelf claiming to have one. This won't fit in my shredder. I'm not even going to try to jam it. I'll just recycle that. Lord God Almighty, you have made all the peoples of the earth for your glory, to serve you in freedom and in peace. Give to the people of the United States a zeal for justice and the strength of forbearance, that we may use our liberty in accordance with your gracious will. Help us to listen to the survivors of sexual assault. Help those in authority listen to the survivors of sexual assault. And give these women and men who have endured such trauma the healing and the justice that they need. And let it begin with this Supreme Court confirmation. Amen.